Hi guys, today I'm going to show you my highlight and contour tutorial, how I do my makeup. I'm going to start with a fresh face, so I'm going to show you my moisturizer, all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 pumps of my moisturizer. You don't need 2 pumps, but I have really dry skin and that's what I like, so that's what I'm going to do. So start with a Divine Daily Moisturizer, and I put it all over. And I like this moisturizer because it's not greasy, because you need moisture, but moisture doesn't equal oil. So, okay, so there goes my moisture. The second thing that I do is our Glorious Primer. Keep in mind it doesn't come in this anymore. It comes in like a white tube, and I also use 2 pumps of that. But I'm just one of those people. I'm a 2 pumper. So, I just kind of rub it together in my fingers. Now this will minimize your pores and help your makeup stay on all day. And I use my hands because the warmth of your skin helps it to really sink into your pores and absorb. So the primer will make your face like silky, silky, silky smooth. That's my very favorite part about it. It will also bring out the color of your pigments and make them brighter and stronger. So I'm gonna wait and let that set for just a second. Okay, so I use the Taffeta Pressed Cream Foundation. It's my favorite. I feel like it makes my skin look more flawless and smooth and pretty, and the cream foundation dries to it's like a cream to powder finish. It's really nice, and it has really good coverage, and it dries to like a matte finish so that it's not like oily or shiny. Normally what I would do is I would probably let my primer set a little bit longer than I actually did, because I feel like it works better that way. But for the sake of time and the fact that I'm being recorded, I'm not going to sit and wait. Okay, so now I've got my base down. So now what I do is I go ahead and highlight, and what I use is the BB Flawless in Cream. Don't judge my bottles, my kids draw in them. With a beauty blender, and I put it everywhere that I want to brighten up or bring out. So I don't have a very defined chin, and I have a big double chin. Look at that. Ugh. So I'm gonna put it on my chin to kind of make my chin look a little bit more defined, and I'm going to put it on my jaw because my jaw slants a lot, you know. Make that look a little bit more defined. Sorry, I'm kind of going off camera because I'm trying to see in the mirror what I'm doing, but you'll still get the idea. And then what I do is I go right down the bridge of my nose. I go up above my eyebrows to kind of bring that out a little bit and bring attention to the mask of my face. And then under my eyes. Now, when you go under your eyes, you don't want to just do this big circle under your eyes because that's going to bring more attention to it, right? So you want to bring it down into like a triangle right above your cheekbones. So, so that it'll blend a little bit more naturally. And then, like, I get kind of dark on the inside of my eyes, so I kind of take it up a little bit as well, so that I can brighten that up a little bit. do that on this side too. So normally the BB cream that I would use if I was using it as a foundation would be Bisque. So I'm using a shade lighter just to highlight here. Okay, so, and I don't blend that in, you know, as I'm doing it right away because I feel like it gives it a little bit more color. So now, after I'm done with that, I go through and blend it from where I started. So it just brings a little bit of prominence to all those areas. Not super noticeable. I'm really bad with making it really dense because I'm afraid that I'm not gonna notice the difference and look like a clown because I'm gonna be trying to make it too prominent, which I like that look, but I feel like I don't find the happy medium. So then you can see that I use the edges to wipe everything on and get it precise where I wanted it, and then I use the back end to blot and make it blend really well. These beauty blenders are amazing because they're like super soft. When I first heard about them, I didn't think, you know, what's special about a sponge. These are so flippin' soft and amazing, and the shape of them are perfect, and they last forever. They're strong, they don't tear. I feel like I need a little bit more like there. Anyways, they're amazing and I love them. Okay, so I've got my highlighting done. It's very minimal. If you looked at it before and after, you would see a difference, like that it looks a little bit darker here than where I put my highlighter. So then what I do, and you can do highlighting and contouring with any product that you want. I know a lot of people that use the Sexy Eye Pigment for a highlight. This is just the way that I do it. So then I use bronzer, and this is Sunset. Now, here's something important about it. We've got a matte side and a shimmer side. So you want to take your brush, I use my blusher brush, and hold your bristles together and swipe from left to right, and then you turn your brush a quarter of a turn and swipe from left to right. So then it's even coverage of the shimmer and the matte, if that makes sense. So anything that you contour is something that you want to look smaller. So I don't like my double chin, so I want it to look smaller. So I'm gonna darken that because what this does is it creates a shadow, and I go kind of down my neck because I want it to kind of blend softer, so it's darker underneath and then kind of blends out. Anyways, it creates that shadow, so even if you can see it down there, it makes it not as noticeable, if that makes sense. And then I go under my cheekbones to make them look a little more defined, and I go from here to here out to a point in a triangle so that it looks a little more like a natural line. And I will do it a little bit darker than I end with, and then I blend it with my Beauty Blender again. And then I bring it kind of down to the sides of my chin too, just because it gets kind of wide down there. And you don't have to do that. You just put it where you want your specific shadows. Now I have a big schnoz. It is what it is. So I bring the highlighter down the tip just to pronounce it, and then I put the bronzer on the sides to make it not look quite as wide. And of course, this isn't plastic surgery. It's not gonna work miracles, but it makes things less noticeable, things that you don't necessarily like or whatever. And then I have a big, huge forehead too. I have the Tyra Banks 5 head. I wish I looked like Tyra Banks, but you know, I'll just go with the Kim Kardashian contouring. So I take it above my hairline and just kind of pat it up into there because you don't want it to have like this line right at your hairline. Then I just kind of bring it down the side just a little bit to kind of make all that look a little bit less noticeable. So you can see the difference of how it makes my face look. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of wiping the excess off on my wrist, and then I just kind of take it over those areas just so it doesn't look so extreme. And then what I do is I grab my blush. So I have the Pressed Blushers in Sweet. They're highly pigmented, so you don't need a lot. And then, like I said, I'm gonna start with a lot more than I normally would leave on. And I just put that over my cheekbone, and I bring it kind of up into it. And you can still see I have my highlighted portion here. I'm covering part of it up with the blusher. And that's it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't leave it like that. So then I take the fat part of my blending bud, I don't even know what I would call that, the blunt part, and I just kind of blend everything down. Got something crazy on my nose. Just to kind of blend everything out, make it look a little softer. And my cheeks are going to be kind of flushed anyways, just because of the pressure that I'm using. But after my face has a little bit of time to rest, it's going to really look soft. Anyway, so that's how I do my highlight and contour. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like I can see a huge difference in my face. I feel like it makes me feel good, and that's what matters. So it makes me feel like my face looks a little bit thinner. Because we're creating a shadow, so it's making it look like it's sucked in here a little bit more than it is, and makes my cheekbones pop a little bit more. So that's my highlight and contour tutorial.